alternatives to the current meta of weapons, which has been pretty much the same for about a year now and might be getting boring to some of you. Let's get things started with some of the SMGs. The LAPA is a great alternative to the KQ-9 and the Switchblade. With the potential of the 3-shot kill, it can reliably outgun the other close quarters weapons in their prime ranges while being a little more versatile due to the low recoil and decent range profile. Black Ops style attachments allow you to improve handling and mobility with minimal downsides, and its fast reload speed makes it a fantastic aggressive weapon. It does have the issue of demanding a little more precision since you do need to land upper body shots, and its fire rate isn't nearly as forgiving. It also has really bad base iron sights, so you might have to use a red dot. The Razorback has received a lot of love this season and can now serve as a great flex SMG. Similar to the LAPA, the Razorback has the ability to 3-tap up to close range for a time to kill of 173 milliseconds. And you don't even need to stack a lot of range since it doesn't require more than 5 shots to kill. That combined with the easy recoil and good bullet spread accuracy for an SMG means that you can really stretch out the range and make use of the impressive range performance. Since the mobility and reload times got buffed, it is by no means a slow weapon either. It does rely on upper body shots as well, and the fire rate isn't quite as fast as something like a CPR-4, so it is not as easy to use. But in the hands of even a slightly above average player, they can dominate up close while being very competitive at range. When it comes to AGR, the name of the game is consistency. Its overall time to kill is very competitive, only being slightly slower than CPR, while having better range and not relying on any multipliers. It also features the best bullet spread accuracy out of all the 4-auto SMGs, so you can be very liberal with mobility attachments and still beam at range. Just like the CBR, it features assault rifle penetration, which allows you to take out weaker enemies that are retreating behind cover. Although it does have quite a bit of visual recoil, which is pretty obstructive, especially at longer ranges. The reload time is also on the slower side for SMGs. The PTW is quite similar to the AGR in terms of time to kill, except you can extend the initial range further with upper body shots. It also has a large default magazine size of 50 rounds and some of the best mobility in its class. The recoil is very easy as well, so this weapon is excellent for beginners. Bullet spread accuracy is nowhere as good as the AGR, but it's still more than enough for the ranges you'll be using it at. The only real downside is that the reload time is some of the slowest out of all the SMGs at nearly 2 seconds, so you will want to use sleight of hand. Moving on to the assault rifles, we have the Peacekeeper MK2, which has been recently buffed and is now a beast at mid-range, as we can achieve a 4-shot kill up to around 35 meters, with relative consistency by landing 2 shots to the upper body. It also benefits from the Black Ops style attachments, as they allow you to efficiently boost mobility and handling. Bullet spread accuracy is on par with guns like the Kilo 141, which means you don't need to use the aim assist laser. And it features some of the fastest reload times in the assault rifle class. All of these combined makes for a great flex assault rifle. However, the Peacekeeper does have a bit of a recoil problem, as it tends to shift in magnitude quite a bit, with a decent amount of horizontal kick. But as long as you keep your distances strictly to mid-range and you don't challenge melee ARs or snipers, you should do just fine. Next up, we have the AK-117, an OG weapon that many hold dear to their hearts. The AK-117 has a competitive time to kill of 234 milliseconds up to 23 meters, which pairs with its forgiving fire rate. The recoil is also easier to control than the Peacekeeper as well, even with a random spray pattern since the kick is much lower. As a trade-off, the AK-117 can't be built to be nearly as fast as the Peacekeeper, since it has average mobility for an assault rifle and lacks the Black Ops attachments. The KM44 is a great option if you're looking for an AR that has similar performance to the Krig. Just like the Krig 6, it can achieve a 3-shot kill by landing 1 headshot or 2 shots plus 1 arm shot. And it can extend a 4-shot range up to an impressive range by landing upper body shots. It also features extremely tight bullet spread accuracy in the game, with the initial spread being the tightest in the game. However, you cannot build it to be as snappy as the Krig, and the recoil isn't as slow either, especially at the end of the spray. If you're looking for a more aggressive approach to sniping, you can check out the MK2 and the SPR-208, two marksman rifles which feature consistent lethal areas and faster handling than sniper rifles, which make them arguably the better options for respawn time. The MK2 features a faster fire rate and way better breath hold time than its counterpart, while the SPR has a faster reload time and high zoom optics that don't punish ADS time. They aren't quite as good when it comes to wallbanging, however, so sniper rifles will still be better for search and destroy. In terms of LMGs, for a Holger alternative, the Hades is debatably the best option. While it doesn't strafe as fast or have as big of a magazine size, it makes up for this by having significantly faster ADS time, so it's less likely to be caught without your gun up, and you can be a bit more aggressive than a Holger. Recoil is also similar to the Holger in terms of magnitude and has the potential to kill incredibly fast in the initial range, by landing a single headshot at 162 milliseconds. It also benefits from having a better bullet spread accuracy than the Holger due to the Black Ops gunsmith system. The last weapon we want to recommend is the BY-15. We have already covered covered most of the details in our shotgun comparison, but to sum it up briefly, it is theoretically one of the strongest weapons in the game, as it is capable of one-tapping anywhere on the body up to 25 meters when fully kitted out, while still having faster handling and fire rate. This makes it an incredibly consistent and lethal option for close to somewhat mid-range, although you do need to be extremely accurate as it only fires a single pellet unlike the other shotguns, since you'll be using slugs. And that covers all of our recommendations. Let us know if you have any other weapons you would like to recommend, and if you find the video helpful, please leave a like and subscribe. Going dark.